Hey, what's up, everyone? Anthony T. Axel. Just want to share a quick thought. Just a quick thought. It won't take more than a few minutes. As a Christian person, and this is concerning the election, and again, as a Christian person that wants to please God, I really hope everyone looks at the difference when it comes to being a Christian between internal things that are difficult and external things that should be a little bit more easy. The internal things have to do with your emotions, like forgiving somebody for doing something really bad to you, hating you, a friend for betraying you, different issues like that. It's easy, of course, to give lip service to that and say, I forgive you, but on the other hand, to truly forgive and to look at that person and have no animosity, that takes some time, and God understands that. Those are the things that I think a Christian is allowed to struggle with, but eventually we submit to God, and our feelings are in line with His heart, right? But like the external things, those are a little bit more easy. When I first became a Christian, and probably most of you who are Christian, when you first became a Christian, you wanted to get everything evil out your house, out your life, period. And that was easy. I remember I went through the house and I got all these movies I had that were not of God. I threw them all in the trash because that was easy. It's like I said, it's the forgiveness and the having anger and maybe overcoming certain addictions that take time. But that stuff right there, that's a little more easy. Just to do those kind of things. And that's the way I look at the election for a Christian. I want to say this right, so give me a moment, okay, if I'm pausing. But the issues at hand are not difficult, in my opinion, for a Christian to have to decide between. Not at all. Like let's say, for instance, the economy and health insurance, those are like the main issue. We were agreed on everything else. Everything else lined up with God, but we had politicians that were at odds with the way to handle those problems. I can understand if that's more of a struggle because you want to listen to what everyone has to say, and this person's idea better, that person, you want to go through all that, and then you decide. But when you have political parties or candidates that are at odds about things we know as Christian people, we're Christian people who love God, trying to please God, and trying to bring His kingdom forth, spiritually. When we see that the different parties have issues that have to do with like sins, I don't see where it's hard for a Christian to make a decision. You don't really have to hear what anyone has to say. When you say, okay, this party over here wants to legalize, the killing of infants in the womb, and this one doesn't. That's kind of pretty much top priority with the Lord, right? Because He died for those infants. He died for us, human beings. We're the apple of His eye on this planet. You know what I mean? So to me, that's a no-brainer. Like, as a Christian, what you gonna do? All the other issues are sub-issues. So that's life right there. Okay, and then right there with that is marriage. Okay, God says marriage is between a man and a woman. Okay, this party is saying that it should be redefined. I don't hate any party for thinking of something other than what God thinks. I don't. But for me, it's easy. I think what He thinks, so I'm going to vote for what God says. And that doesn't matter if I'm in America, overseas. If I go to Pakistan, and you have different parties with the same kind of debates or whatever, I'm going to go with the party that's on the Lord's side. Become a Christian no matter where I go. The whole idea of a Christian being like a stranger in this world, we have to stick to that as Christians. Wherever we are, we're like salt and light. We represent God wherever we are. So we can't get caught up in the things of this world. Like Trump saying these negative remarks and doing these. Okay, I understand that Hillary and what she's done, good and the bad things, with the emails and all that. Okay, I see all that, and it's bad on both sides. Now let's look at the issues. Okay, God's agreement is over here. Yeah, I'm not trying to laugh. I'm not trying to make light of it because there's nothing light about it. What I'm saying is that's a no-brainer. The people are imperfect, but God is perfect. So if these imperfect people, in their imperfection, you know, accidentally agree with something that God is doing, I'm for that person. And it's not so much that I'm for that person, I'm just for that principle. Because the two issues that I mentioned, those are issues that bring nations down. These are reasons why nations have fallen. So I'm gonna be on God's side. It's just a matter of obedience. So that's all I wanted to say. Not trying to condemn anyone or anything like that, but I'm appealing to Christians. Look, be the salt and light of the world. Always agree with God. Always agree with God, especially in things like this. You know, we're all trying to process and become more like Christ. But when it comes to things that are easy, things like vote and making a decision for what we know is right, we can do those things. So that's it. Just want to share that with you all. Please make it out, do vote, and God bless. Bye.